Approximately 2 weeks ago, Bernheim celebrated our 20th annual BugFest. And BugFest is a celebration of insects and their relatives, specifically the little creatures who run the world. These tiny creatures provide more ecological services than I can begin to list today. They are pollinators of our flowers and, most importantly, our food crops. They are nature's cleanup crew, the decomposers, such as fly maggots and carrion beetles. In fact, fly maggots are used to clean dead flesh of burn victims. Insects are a part of our food chain, an important part. Did you know that healthy insect populations are essential to healthy bird populations? Biologist Doug Talamy's research indicates that 96% of all land birds feed their young insects, and most of these are caterpillars. According to a study conducted in Washington, D.C. and published in 2013 Proceedings of the National Academy of Science, it takes about 9,120 caterpillars to raise a brood of 3 young chickadees. Most of us think of chickadees as seed-eating birds, but in reality, these birds eat insects or feed their young insects primarily. Insects and their relatives also provide inspiration for art, literature, and even science. But many people are afraid of these creatures and believe that they cause disease, ruin our crops, and devour our homes. And while some of these insects and their relatives do these things, most are harmless, and many provide important ecological and inspirational value to humans. Today's video is in honor of the contribution of insects and their relatives, but also to all the volunteers who make such programming possible and engaging. These volunteers work tirelessly on behalf of connecting people with nature, and I am so grateful to them. I would also like to thank all the resource people from other organizations who came and supported BugFest. Kevin Weiner, the founder of the Facebook group All Bugs Go to Kevin, Lauren Thomas from Idlewild Butterfly and Insectarium. The UK entomologist Seth Spinner brought 2 of his graduate assistants who did a marvelous job. Laurie Schroeder, the snail biologist who has worked tirelessly to collect and identify the snails at Bernheim and throughout the state. Susan Loya, the monarch lady from Indiana who did this marvelous monarch release at the end of the BugFest parade. And our friends from the Ohio River Education Center, as well as the artist-in-residence Sam Hensley. But BugFest is primarily a success because of the visitors like you who show up with curiosity and a willingness to learn or to overcome fear and replace it with fascination, as Kevin would say. But I especially want to thank all those who bravely donned insect paraphernalia to march in our annual bug parade. I mentioned that insects are an important part of the food web, since so many creatures depend on them. But in many parts of the world, people depend on insects as food too. In fact, I have some roasted crickets. We serve these at BugFest. Some of you got to eat them. Let's see. Quite tasty. Hey, this bug's for you.